Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. In last video we learned about AWS code pipeline. Now in this video we are going to simulate the practical scenario. So this is basically the idea or the scenario. First we have Angular source code with GitHub, and where we just change our source code, change in source code, and that automatically trigger using code build. We set up a build structure to build an artifact or create an image and then upload it to Amazon ECR. Once the Amazon ECR been updated with the latest tag, it will automatically commit a changes to ECS using AWS code pipeline, and then it try to ruling update from revision 1 to revision 2, and whenever the new container updated, then the old container will be automatically removed. So this is the basic idea of our today's practical scenario. So let's start with the GitHub. So let me just log in with the GitHub. This is my Angular project. This is my Docker file, all as I already mentioned on the last video. Let me navigate directly with the build spec.yaml. This is the main and core part of our scenario. First, I validate my account ID, and this is my repo URL ID. So this is my repo URL. I'm using React repository as I mentioned earlier in the prior video, just validating this thing. Also, once been updated, I'm using the Angular as the container name on the Angular on the ECS. So just revalidate those things using ECS. Because if it name is mismatched with the container ID, task, here you can see the container name is Angular. So I'm put name of the container is Angular and image URL is. So whenever this build occurred, it will create a artifact in JSON file, and it will print the image name and the image URL to image definition.json, which we are going to use in a code pipeline. So let me just start with code build. I'm just creating build project first. Create build name, let me choose as a Angular build. Let me choose GitHub repository from my account. I already been connected with my account, and select Angular project, source version, if a commit ID or anything that you want. I'm not going to use webhook because for webhook I'm just going to use as a the build spec of the code pipeline. So I'm not going to use webhook for this. Environment, manage image, compute will be EC2, operating system is Ubuntu. As I already completed with the prior video, so I'm not going to explain all the terms. So let me select standard. Privilege, I need to just give privileges to the new role. Also make sure just copy this role. Hope this Angular build role been already available. I'm using the default build spec name, and I'm just create build. name is already there because I create multiple times. So let me change the name, tech server global. I am using this project name. Let me check whether the I'm just adding this tech server. So let me copy this. Also select the standard image. I'm copying this role because we, if you remember last time, we need to allow one permission to this role to upload the ECR project. So this been created a build. Also, I didn't tick on webhook part because webhook, then in this video I'm going to use code pipeline webhook. So here you can see the code build code project being set up. I'm just navigating to pipeline code pipeline. So let me create a pipeline project. Let me choose Angular project. Use version 2, version 1, version 2. You can choose here. From here you can choose which pipeline is right for me. So I'm just going to use v2. New service role. Allow AWS code pipeline to create a service role to use this new pipeline. So before this, I'm just going to search the role for build. Let me this role is being not found. So let me again navigate to developer tool, because if you forget to assign a role or permissions to the build project, then it might create an issue for me. I'm just click on this build details. Here we can see the role. Let me click on this, and I'm assigning this role to upload a permission on ECR. So Amazon EC2 container registry full access. So once build process been triggered, it will create a image instance with latest tag and upload it to our ECR. So now I'm again resuming back to choose pipeline setting, role name. If you want to add any variable, you can, and in advanced tag you can just change the location S3. It will default create an artifact on pipeline. If you have custom S3, you can choose custom and you can use AWS managed service. Now I'm choose source GitHub, connect to GitHub, confirm. So I'm just going to trigger using code pipeline trigger. So at least if you want to use this code build, you can also, or else if you choose both, then whenever the changes occur, there are two event triggered. So I'm not going to use build trigger. Angular project main. I'm using AWS code pipeline. Also, I can use the GitHub recommended it automatically when changes occur. So let me, because that we have GitHub webhook, and this will check periodically for changes. So you can choose anyone. Code build, as I have already prepared a project on the code build. So let me select build, project name, this. If you have multiple, you need to select. Add environment variable. If you have any environment variable, you can use. I'm used with the single, and if you have batch build like multiple microservice level, you can go with that. Now we don't have any we have actually ECS, but I'm not going to deploy first, so let me skip deploy. Why? Because if the file is not being prepared, image definition or anything, we can have at least idea. So let me choose up to build stage, and then once been pipeline created, and then we can apply a deployment part. So here you can see source part been automatically generated. It's been under progress. It's validating that particular GitHub source code and validating the source code. Now the build process been running. It will take around 4 to 5 minutes to build. So I'm just pause this video and resume back once this build stage will be succeed. So here we can see the build is being succeed. Let me validate on ECR. So here you can see with latest tech, the time is 10:42 and size is 57 MB. So here we can say our build process being completed. Now let me edit and add a new stage called deployment, or say deploy, and let me add action group. Let's say deploy to ECS. Action provider is our like code build. Sorry, action provider we need to upload deploy to ECS. If you want to perform blue-green deployment, you can navigate to blue-green. But here we have rolling update deployment, rolling update. Then we can just choose ECS. Input artifact, we can have build artifact. Cluster name, as I've created Angular cluster in last video, last to last with ECS. Also the service name. Image definitions, which we already been ready with this image definitions.json. So I'm just using this file because this definition is required to understand the image URL and the part of the name of the container. So let me put this, sorry, I copied wrong thing. Let me copy. Copy, let me navigate to notepad and paste. Let me put manually image definitions.json, image definitions.json. So make sure that there is no spelling mistake. Sorry, JSON is having, or else it shows some error like the no such file or found. So here you can see my file being is identified properly, because this kind of small mistakes will create or will ask to revalidate this file, and I'm putting a done. Before I just put done, let me just validate which version of the environment is there. Web component.html, it's version 2.0. Let me validate, it should be 2.0, and done and done and save. So now here you can see there is source build and this deploy. Now before we start, validate, this is version 2.0. Now I'm just changing directly on the configuration on this version part. It should be 3. Sorry, numlock will be 3.0. Commit changes. So now navigate to this. Here you can see automatic triggered bin changes occurred on the source code. So I have just changed my thing on the code pipeline on by applying the source code. Now source code being succeeded. Now it's time for build. It again took some time. So let me just pause this video and pause this video. After successfully completed with the build, I will again just start the video. So here you can see the build is succeeded. Now automatically this deploy process being started, and source artifact update will update on app component.html. So deploy process, again it took some more time, so it will automatically trigger to deploy process and deploy to ECS. If you want to see the details, you can validate over here. So here you can see deploy under deployments. This been already primary, it's 100%, and it's been desired. This been under process, and this is revision 2, as we had idea on the this thing, like revision 1 and revision 2, task definition for revision 2. So it's still under progress. Its primary status will be 100%, and it shows under progress. So if you navigate to task, they're running under one state, and this started at 1 minute ago, 2 minutes ago. So it's still being processed. One bin deployment has been completed. We'll get the updated output. So let's wait till this deployment being process completed. Total target will go. Here you can see all the updates regarding the deployment, tasks, deployments. Still it shows under in progress. And all the events you will get from here, like stop one running task and deregister the first. It will keep being updated. The Angular service is reached with the ready state. Yes, now here you can see the deployment also being completed. Now I'm just refreshing this TLB URL. Here we can see the version called 3.0 being updated as we change in our source code. So now version is 3.0 and deployment has been completed. So if we compare our original scenario, whenever the push change occurred on the GitHub or any of the source code, it will trigger a code pipeline and it deploy to our external entities or the external infrastructure. Hope you guys like and validate this AWS code pipeline scenarios, and hope you guys cleared your issues and your doubts. Kindly mention this in comment section if you have any problem or any doubt with this particular topic. Keep subscribing channels and like the videos. We'll conclude this AWS deployment uh, stages with code commit to code build and to code deployment and using code pipeline. So in this scenario, we conclude all the things. We'll update more videos on AWS things, and hope you like those videos as well. Thank you very much.